Hola familia de Freim TV, yo soy Kenia y estoy muy contenta porque el día de hoy estamos platicando con Oscar de KRAAK and SMAAK. Welcome, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm so happy to talk with you. Uh, know about this new album, Velvet Seas, and all the vibe and all the energy that this new material has. So what inspired the sound and the concept of this album?
Well, lots of things, of course. I think I think we went a couple of times. We went to LA, Los Angeles, and the people we worked with over there, they uh, they're kind of in that psychedelic soul kind of territory, and we were already with the previous album 5 years ago, Pleasure Center. I must say 6 years ago already. We kind of went in that direction, a bit more like hazy, synthy, psychedelic sounds, but now even more. So I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know. We came from from a funk, soul, disco background, and now we are more exploring more like 70s electronic psychedelic sounds. Why, I don't know. It's just something that we feel, and it somehow it's not too far away from what we did. So I think it's not a strange thing. It's just a bit more wavy and hazy and a bit more deeper, and yeah, but still, it still connects to what we did before, I think. And there's still a lot of funk and soul influences. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, what inspires us? Yeah, I don't know. It's always so much. It's lots of music we listen to, and places we go, and we try to tour all over the world. We go to Turkey, we go to America, we go to, I don't know, yeah, the southern of Europe is also very inspiring. There's so many things that are inspiring, yeah. Sorry,
Very
long
nice.
answer.
No, I love the long answers, and this is your space. So talk
Yeah,
what you need and what you
yeah,
like.
yeah.
I
Okay.
love it. And
Thank you.
so, what did you, or why did you focus to the sea to share the energy of the sea and all the life that it's in this natural space?
um, yeah, well, I think the sea is, the whole. I think the cycles of motion, and the all ever changing nature of the
Powerful
sea.
and darkness.
You know, uh, I don't know. It's something that's very yeah, interesting. I don't know. It's also just a song on the album, and the singer came with that title, and we were like, okay, yes, it sounds. It's not a It's always hard to to talk about music, because yeah, it sounds a bit obvious, but music has to speak for itself, and it's really hard to say like, oh yeah. I mean, the we had a song, and it sounded right for an album title as well, because it's just, I don't know, it just fitted. And then the guy with the artwork that made the artwork, when the artwork came in, we were like, okay, yeah, that kind of represents the sound of the album. And it's very hard to explain, but I guess it has something to do with the currents and the motion, and the deepness, and the the blue. Some songs are really sound deep and blue as well, I think. So I don't know. But yeah, it's very hard you
To
know.
explain
Yeah,
and
because it's not, we're not like singer songwriters, like where we it's not that the songs are about sea. It's more the sound, you know. It's more. I mean, we're not ourselves. We're not big lyricists, you know. It's more like we are producers and we make a vibe. We try to make a certain sound and a certain vibe. And when you know, when we saw this title, we thought it and the artwork it really represented the vibe. But there's nothing literally, you know, about seas or something. Maybe the West Coast, you know, we live at the West Coast in Holland. And lots of things were made in LA and the West Coast of California. So it's also about seas. But yeah, nothing more deeper than that, I think.
And with Midnight Cowboy, you opens the album. So why did you feel it was the right introduction to be involved in the atmosphere of Velvet Seas?
Well, first and foremost, we always start. Now we try to, with a lot of albums, we always start an album with an instrumental song. And why we do that, I don't know. It's just like a tradition or something. And then this one is like it puts you in a certain like time and place, and you're like, okay, this is interesting. I wonder, you know, what the rest of the album is holding. You know, is you know, how you say that? For us, it's in the I don't know how you say it in English, but it's a like I think it kind of is a kind of a teaser or like a hint of what is coming on the rest of the album, because the rest of the album is also very like hazy and psychedelic, and so that's I mean, I think it puts you in a certain place. You know what I mean? If you start with like a funk track or a disco track, you're like, oh, it's like a funk album. Oh, it's a disco album, but it's not. You know. And this album and this track is more like, okay, that's something else. You know, that's interesting. So it immediately puts you in a certain space. So that's the reason why we did that, I think.
And other thing for me, it's too interesting to know. It's about how did you choose the collaborators featuring this project, and how did you choose the songs and the vibe for the voice of everyone?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we always start working with people in our own band. You know, we have a singer and a female and a male vocalist in the band, and so there's always lots of instrumental demos in going around, you know. And on my computer there's always like lots of stuff, and we try stuff, and then it doesn't always work, you know. It's like, okay, they're particularly those people are the singers are a bit more in the soul disco funk world, you know, and we wanted to look for a bit more pop and a bit more, you know, 70s psychedelic kind of vocalist. So what we always do is like I just, you know, send all my demos to our manager, and he's always on the lookout for people. And because we also went to LA twice, once the first time also to play with a live band, he always tries to, you know, look for people there, and the whole session culture there is really, really great. You know, there's always people when they always want to work and do lots of short sessions with people, and I guess we just try things, and this time, it was a bit harder than normally, because normally we just look for like a nice soul singer, and it's easier to find those people than people with a very particular voice or vibe or sound. So it was quite challenging, but I think we succeeded, I think. Yeah. And there's still also you know, lots of songs with Ivar in Bernice, our own singer. So yeah, it's it's always a big quest to find the right persons for the right songs. But so it took it took a long time this time, but yeah, but it did work. So yeah.
For example, how did Ibar's voice influence the mood of songs like Herbs and Wine or Travel and Light? And how his voice changed the music, the vibe of the music. Ibar voice.
Ivar, yeah, sorry, I didn't hear the first two lines, the two sentences. I didn't hear you. You were gone. So can you go again? Sorry.
And for example, how did you say that Ibar's voice influenced the mood of the songs like Herbs and Wine and Travel Light? How his voice changed the vibe, the sound, the atmosphere of the songs?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a very versatile vocalist. So he has a very high falsetto voice, which is more like soul 60s, like that's like Herbs and Wine. And I think I just had just a bones for a song, just a beat and a simple piano line, and he came up with those vocals, and then yeah, you build everything around the vocals. Then it's not like, okay, here's a song, oh, there's a top line, and now it's ready. It's always like we have some idea, and then he writes together with us the vocals and the melody and the lyrics, and then we decide like, oh, maybe it's nice with a falsetto, and then okay, do everything with a falsetto, and then we build all the music around the vocals, and then. But Travel Light is a totally different one, because that was built around that sample, the brass and the strings. It was originally a sample, and then we had some company replay the whole sample because it sounded a bit. It sounded a bit crappy, so we had everything replayed, and then we had just that sample with a beat, which was very nice, but it was just not enough for a song. And I think over the course of time, I think we, like maybe almost 2 years, we struggled with that song. We just had the sample, and we really believed in that sample, but then we had like 7 different versions. With like, you have the A part, it's the sample, and then the B part is the song. You have the verses where he sings, and yeah, we have so many versions, and we were on the verge of like throwing it away. We're like, okay, it's not going to work. Yeah, screw it, And then maybe we did one more. We gave it one more try, and then I don't know. I came up with a different chord progression for the B part, and then he was like, "Hey, this is something for me." And then that's how it was built. And so we always do everything together. It's not. I mean, a lot of producers, and especially like in house music and stuff, it's like, okay, they have a beat, and then the singer sings on top, and that's it. But we always do everything together, like. Also when we go, we work in a studio in America, in LA, we make music really together. So yeah, because I'm not a singer-songwriter, I'm just a beat maker, and I'm arranger and producer and musician, but I cannot write lyrics, I cannot write, that's really not my game. So it's always 50-50, it's like we and the singer-songwriter. But yeah, and luckily Ivar is very diverse, very versatile. So one song he sings with falsetto, and the other song is like really deep. So yeah, that's really cool.
And for you, which tracks best capture the spirit of the album? Maybe not all the time, but today, which are these tracks?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard. At this moment, I'm mostly into "Nothing Is Forever." That's one of my favorites, with Rio Costa. With Costa G from the band Rio Costa. It's a nice band, by the way, Rio Costa from LA. Yeah, that's this moment. Yeah, it's one of my favorite, but it shifts. When tomorrow it's another song, and then the day after it's another. You have your daily favorites, of course, like you said. So yeah.
And for finally, what do you hope listeners feel after experiencing Velvet Seas?
I'm sorry again.
What do you hope listeners feel after experience Velvet Seas?
I hope they feel like euphoric and more like in another space, and yeah, I mean in another world, in another space. That's what I hope. It's not, I yeah. It has to put you in another space and time. That's where you forget everything, and that's yeah. That's what I hope. Yeah, I don't know what people. But yeah, but the reactions are quite good up until now. So yeah, so far so good. Yeah.
I love it. And thanks so much for the time and for the talk.